Today we are going to check out the top 10 most common taxi scams, starting with number 10, the ride around. Some taxi drivers like to exploit their customers' ignorance of the area they are visiting by taking the long way around. A record was set in Warsaw, Poland by a driver who charged a foreign visitor $500 for his trip to the airport. For perspective, that trip should have cost around $20. This way of deceiving customers is not new, but it is specifically bad in the country of Poland. Another example recalls a group of Middle Easterners who had landed in Warsaw and wanted to see the Baltic Sea. They had never been to the Baltic Sea before, so the driver just took them to a nearby lake, but charged them as if they had driven hundreds of kilometers. Number 9. The dreaded error. Sometimes a taxi driver will claim that there's a problem with his meter. The word error will appear on a rigged up tablet. However, what the passenger does not realize is that the driver might have messed with the meter so as to charge the customer excessive amounts. Number 8. Driving without the meter switched on. Sometimes a driver may choose not to turn on his taxi meter. He'll say something like, "I will not turn on the meter. The price of the ride should be around $20, further suggesting that his estimation would be the cheaper solution, when in reality, the trip should only cost around $5. This is a very easy way to get robbed if you're unfamiliar with the city or how much you should pay for taxi trips. And in many Asian countries, they don't even use taxi meters. So in Thailand, companies that have meters installed in the vehicles boast it as an amenity to their service. Number 7. The price list has very small print. Now imagine that you are back in the city of Warsaw, Poland as a visitor, and the taxi ride should only cost you about $5. What you failed to realize is the small print, that the handshake, the closing of the door will cost you around $50, bringing you to a grand total of $55. This scheme is so wicked, particularly because it does not violate any laws, and police would actually have to cite the customer in the event that they're called. Number 6. The magic button. This one is a little bit more sophisticated as it requires the driver to tap a button that will magically change the price on the meter. However, this one's not drastic. They steal by pennies so that over the course of the month, the durations add up, but they're never caught. Number 5. Suitcase theft. Now this one is really mean. Taxi drivers will open the door so that passengers can get in the car and pretend to load baggage into the trunk, when in reality, they're just handing that baggage over to a fellow taxi driver who's implicated in the crime. But if you put your baggage in the trunk, don't be fooled. The driver could very well just take off with you at curbside, leaving you to never see your belongings again. Number 4. Local recommendations. Sometimes friendly taxi drivers will insist that you must try the hottest restaurant in town. What you don't realize is they're in business with that restaurant owner, and they might very well force you to visit and have a drink. Try to be assertive and pretend as if you've already visited the area and know all of the best hotspots. Otherwise, you risk a nasty meter fee and paying for extra drinks that you didn't want in the first place. Number 3. Swapping banknotes. This one is popular in the country of Turkey, where the local currency is lira. You might give the driver 50 lira and they would quickly swap it for a 5 lira banknote. Your ignorance means that you got cheated royally. One way to avoid this scam is by agreeing on the fee ahead of time and methodically counting your money. Number 2. Incorrect name. Sometimes drivers will actually take you to the wrong destination on purpose so that your trip ends up costing a lot more money, as not only did they drive you to the wrong destination, but they also have to drive you all the way back to the correct destination. If you're in Prague and plan to stay at Central Hotel, be particularly careful about this trick. The driver will probably take you to Hotel Central and insist that you pay the extra service fee. Finally, number 1. Puking in a taxi. Now, in many European cities, there is a flat service fee for this transaction, if you may. Vomit in a taxi, you pay $50 to clean it up. But in the US, drivers will actually frame drunken customers by placing fake vomit in the back seat, accusing them of destruction of property and threatening to call the police if they don't pay outrageous fees. So no matter what city you find yourself in, you better utilize your street smarts next time you're in a taxi. That's it for today's episode of Exit 10. Hit the subscribe button, and I thank you for watching.